at the New York Athletic Club. My name is Dave Vincent for the women's final of race stop number 2 for the WR48 Pro Tour. That's the women's Pro Tour. The first one was in Fountain Valley, California, October. Katrina Casey coming in on that one and winning the first stop. And here she is once again in the finals going up against Tracy Davis. Davis was the number 2 seed. Katrina Casey, the number 1 seed, and now they are right here in the server's box with Tracy wearing that pink shirt, serving first at 0-0. It's 2-21, tiebreaker to 11.
Screens, if you guys can just gesture, I'm the kind of zero.
That announcement, referee Kevin Kopchuk from Canada, who qualified here in the men's point. And there's a quick point. Tracy Davis gets one.
1-0.
And she's got a lot of confidence against Katrina Casey as she played her
second serve
recently and started scoring some points at the end of the second game after getting blown out in the first one. But she said, you know, I actually could have won that. Katrina Casey wearing the yellow jersey, and this is where Katrina's really good.
Hold on.
Is with that left hand back down the left wall. She overhits it.
1-0. Short ball. Second serve. Side out.
And there's a side out. Katrina Casey, yellow jersey winner from the U.S. Open.
0-1.
Coming in from Ireland. Last weekend she won the collegiate championships in the singles for the 3rd straight year.
1-1.
Now we're all together. Scoreboard brought to you by Edel Handball at edtlhandball.com. Edel Handball. Katrina said that the strong points that Tracy has is that she's able to have an amazing serve down the right, and she's a first strike genius with a lot of power. She said it's just something that she doesn't see normally back home.
Point.
And that's something that Tracy doesn't see back home very often. A very nonchalant right corner throw down from Casey.
Short ball.
That ball checks up on the roof. Short ball. Tracy bounces it back.
Second serve.
Won't see any arguing from the 2 finalists here. They both have an amazing attitude on the court. And off. Tracy to the roof.
Point.
That was a very rare mistake from Katrina Casey.
2-3.
Score here is 2-3. Tracy Davis, pink shirt representing the New York Athletic Club. We are in New York, the Big Apple, right on Central Park. There's another side out.
3 serving 2.
I'm going to welcome into the booth David Chapman.
Who
will be covering the women's and men's finals with me this morning. David, was a little bit of confusion here at the facility about who would go first, whether it was the men or the women. The tradition of handball always had the women going first with the men afterwards.
2 serving 4.
We had it on the schedule for the men to go first with the women afterwards, and the New York Athletic Club kind of overrode that and said, you know, the women are ready, let's get them on.
3-4.
And Paul Brady and Robbie both kind of wanted to wait, so everybody seemed to be a little confused about that time.
You know, this is the first time that I've really got a chance to see Katrina play besides a few points at the end yesterday against Jess Golly, so I'm excited to watch her. There's been a lot of talk about how she might be one of the best women players ever.
Well, the actual best women's player to ever play the game, Anna Engel, is back in Minnesota right now watching this live broadcast.
4-4.
And I'm sure she'll agree with you. You know, there's a lot of comparisons between Katrina Casey and yourself. They're saying this is a female Dave Chapman.
Second serve.
Right now, she looks like she's leaving a lot of the balls up. She's not really in her comfort zone, but we'll see how she responds here. She's very smooth, you can say that. That was a bad bounce. She's looking up for the bad bounce. There
Five serving 4.
There are bad bounces called in the women's pro game, and the referee just said there are no bad bounces. Sorry.
Short ball.
So he's got the rules wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if he was really sorry or not, but Tracy Davis going for that power serve that she's known for. Very good up front, but misses a shot she normally hit there.
4 serving 5.
Katrina going for the Harris serve, invented by Bob Harris from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, Katrina does that both to the left and the right, and her one to the right is just dangerous. I mean, just lethally nasty. And she selects where she's going to do it, and that ball goes right into the back of Tracy Davis, and that's about the most frustration you'll see from Katrina Casey.
4 serving 5. Five serving 4.
Tracy has 5. Casey has 4.
Short ball. Short ball.
This is the women's final at the New York Athletic Club, where Katrina Casey is seeking her second straight yellow jersey on this pro tour, trying to get a spot into Salt Lake City for the Players' Championship. And so is Tracy Davis, and I believe both of them, with just their performances at the
4
US
serving
Open
5.
and here alone, have probably secured that spot. It's going to come down to whether Jessica Gawley and Aisling Riley from Ireland have enough points to get in. Bailey Chandler, who positioned herself to get into the
5-5.
Players' Championship, lost in the round of 16 to Lavana Madden in a 26-24 overtime fan-friendly match to start this tournament, and there's another side out.
6-5.
Casey has 6, Davis has 5.
7-5.
We asked Katrina yesterday who's the best player to ever play the game, and she said Tony Healy by far. Dave, now you have played Tony Healy, and they always would compare Tony's style of game. He's like the
5
Irish
serving
version
7.
of you. Tony openly admitted that he watched every video that you ever had, kind of emulated part of his game after you. Did you find it
6, 7.
fun to play a guy like Tony because he had a different style?
Yeah, you know, he did have a similar style. He used a lot of fly shots and very good off the back wall, a good
6-7.
all-around player. But yeah, it was definitely fun to play him. I think he beat me a couple times, and we always had great matches.
Also a git artist as well. I mean, that guy, he was unbelievable. We talk about
7-6.
certain players being, you know, some of the best retrievers in the game, and we forget to mention Tony Healy's name. He pretty much had the whole package too. That guy could, you know, play that methodical game, but also go and do the ground and pound thing, but he could also be scrappy.
Yes.
And there's a miss re-kill up front by Tracy once again with that paddle, something that she's probably perfected
8-6.
and somehow just hasn't come together for her here.
Nice front
9-6.
kill right back at herself there. That's called a 100% shot, Dave. When you hit the ball right in front of
Time out.
yourself. Either it's a point for you
10-6.
or a hinder and you're back serving again.
There's a timeout being called on the floor here by Tracy Davis. 100% shot. So 100% of the time you're going to be serving again if you're serving when you take that shot.
Yes, when you have court, you kill the ball right in front of yourself. And either you're going to get a point or you're going to have a hinder. So it's a no-risk shot also.
Mm-hmm. It also helps to know how to execute it to try to get that point without that hinder. And Dave, you have a video out. Your Dave Chapman Experience 2 video features a really big portion of, or I should say, a chunk of that time on how to hit that paddle shot, that paddle re-kill. You break it down in super slow motion, showing the audience how to hit the sidearm stroke, and then also showing them the difference between that sidearm stroke, traditional sidearm stroke, and the paddle shot that you take, and you show them the differences between the two.
Yeah, what we try to do is we try to show when it's time to take a full swing and when it's time to use a paddle swing. And when you're up in the front court and the ball's coming at you fast, it's very difficult to take a full swing when you can just take a nice, easy paddle swing to end the rally.
Tracy just missing her paddle shots. Katrina
11
is
serving 6.
technically sound, and she also likes to play that two-wall pass game. She hasn't been in the front court enough to really show it to you here, but you will see her do it a lot. And there's a rare left-handed miss from Katrina Casey.
6 serving 11.
It's best 2 out of 3 to 21, tiebreaker to 11.
Second serve.
Dave, back in practice, you see a lot of players get in the front court like that, have the opportunity to do a re-kill in front of themselves, and they end up using a fist and just hitting it really hard.
11-6.
You know, and putting themselves back out of position. You're talking about just a flip of a light switch. Every time you're up front, do this. Hit it right back at yourself, go for a kill shot.
Point.
And it's got to be something that's ingrained,
12-6.
that you practice and just do when you're in the front court. You can't really think about it. It's just got to be, you know, what I call muscle memory or memory on the court. When you have this shot, you do this. When you have this shot, you do that. You don't want to sit there and think about what you're going to do every second. The only time you really think in handball is when you're in the service box.
Oh, nice dig right there from Casey. 2 bounces and she calls it.
6 serving 12.
We see a lot of players get into the service box and they don't have a system or an idea of what they're trying to do. And I know at your elite camps that you actually teach and try to describe, you know, to the people that are in those camps that, you know, when you get into that service box, you need to really focus on what you're trying to accomplish up here. Either you're trying to get that ace serve, which is something that isn't necessarily what you teach in the camp. It's really that next shot. A lot of players just go in there and just throw the ball into play and not realize that, you know, what's working. We saw a few times during the pro matches that one of the top elite players had a serve where he got 2 straight points and decided to go away from it for some reason.
Right, you have to, and like I was telling you before, that's the only time in handball you're really thinking is when you're in the service box. Everything else should be reactionary. And you look for that weakness. You look for a serve that's going to get you a weak return so you can end the rally on the next shot. That's the goal in handball. And a lot of players that shouldn't power serve do power serve because they see the top 8 all power serving. Well, those guys are good enough to power serve. At a B level, C level, A level player, if you don't have what it takes to get aces on your serve, go after your opponent's weakness to try and get the next shot.
How do you determine, though, as we watch Tracy get this ball back to the front wall, how do you determine if you don't know somebody what their weakness is? Do you just kind of assume everybody's got the same weakness and you're going to try that first?
Yeah, most players, obviously the offhand is going to be the weakness. Most players are right-handed, so you go after their left. The high left is the toughest shot in handball to hit. So why not go after that high left as many times as you can until you get a shot that you're comfortable with. Like there, Katrina's very comfortable with that back wall. So she's going with a serve here
14-6.
that's going to get her that back wall.
Right.
Instead of going in the service box with, you know, no thought or anything, have some thought into what you're trying to do. Just don't go up and serve.
Right, okay. So
6
Tracy
serving
here is
14.
going to try to get an ace. But if she doesn't get it, she's going to try to get a weak return from Katrina or an overhit from Katrina so she can take it off the back wall and go for something offensive or possibly get Katrina out of position. And Tracy with those long arms just doesn't have the timing right there.
14-6.
Tracy has a good hard serve, and she's been trying to use it. It's not been effective yet in this match. She went to a 3-wall serve, which I think is also going to be effective in here. But she does have a thought process also. Both of these girls are coming into the service box with something in mind.
Well, it looks to me as if Katrina's waiting for Tracy to overhit the ball on that serve off the back wall, and she capitalized with a few points here. In fact, she's on a nice run. She did not play that last one correctly, but nonetheless, she does have a system. I know Tracy does as well.
15.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
very
a,
nice.
that's a really nice shot right there from Katrina. She doesn't have a lot of power, but when she wants to use it, it's there.
15-6.
Katrina back to that.
No. Short ball.
The Bob Harris serve, is that what you said?
Yeah, the Bob Harris serve.
Second serve.
The BHS.
I never really called it that, but
Okay. That's the overhit. And then she gets the free point.
16-6.
How does Tracy defend this?
Tracy needs to go hard back down the left because Katrina's starting from the right side of the court. So Tracy needs to try and move her quickly back to the left so she's on the run trying to hit the ball with her offhand.
17-6.
I would rather see Tracy take that ball with her right hand if she can.
And Tracy's really frustrated right now. You saw her throwing her hands up and just walking back to the red carpet.
18-6.
Now Katrina's just scoring at will on the serve. Tracy's really not playing it right.
Oh, green ball. 18-6.
Here's that overhit. Back to the corner and another free point. Now 19-6.
Looks like that might have skipped in, Dave.
Well, it did after the bounce. And it's not a free point.
6-18.
But you can certainly see that system that Katrina has.
Yes.
I'm going for the overhit, and I'm going to go to the right corner kill. And I'm just going to do this every single time until you can do something different with your return.
7 serving 18.
And the only way that Tracy got back into the service box is because Katrina dipped in a corner kill. And still she took the right shot. I once went to a Major League Baseball game and I saw the shortstop get a routine ground ball and he just made it look so easy, and I thought to myself, why can't I play pro baseball? This is so easy. They make it look so simple. You're watching at home and everyone's been bragging about how great Katrina Casey is, and then you watch her and go, well, yeah, it looks so easy. I mean, I don't, so unassuming that maybe she isn't as great as everyone says because she makes it look so simple. It's actually more of a compliment to her, even though I'm making it sound like it's not.
Looked like a hinder there, but no call there by the referee. Tracy Davis can score points if she's in the front court.
18. Short ball.
Oh yeah, she's amazing first strike too, and she hits the ball as hard as any of the women pro players. She's dangerous past the dotted line. Here's that overhit once again. Not a bad shot right there. Not sure she wanted to uppercut that ceiling like that, but that is, with this ball, well, just a really pretty effective shot if you can
18 serving
try
9.
for it and master it. And she's back to the system. Bob Harris gets a royalty check every single time that serve gets thrown into play.
He does.
Someone says that, you know, he lives in Vegas, but he doesn't use it in any of the casinos, that check.
19 serving 9.
Very nice kill shot there. Good form by Katrina.
Game point 20, serving 9.
Katrina is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your entire life. Just an unbelievable person. She's a great personality, dry sense of humor, very sharp. That's an overhit, Casey, right down the middle. That's an avoidable.
That's a side out. Good call by
Side out.
Anthony Celesto.
Actually, Kevin Kopchuk.
Oh, they sound
9 serving 20.
alike.
Short ball. Second serve.
He's a good guy, too, like Anthony Celesto.
That looked like it was short, too.
Wow, and Tracy hits the best shot of her tournament. And now you're going to get an appeal from
Thank you.
Katrina. She knows it was short.
What do you think? I can ask. You weren't sure? I thought it was good. I thought it just passed the line.
Let's look at
10
that.
serving 20.
Maybe we won't look at the replay.
Footfall, hold on, footfall.
Here it is. Yep, short.
Yep.
Second serve.
Just clipped the line.
It's nice to have a broadcast partner that actually agrees with me sometimes.
$11 serving 20.
Nobody scored more than 11 points off of Katrina Casey in this tournament.
And that's where Tracy's good, Dave. If she can get the serve going, get a weak return, and get the ball
12
right off
serving 20.
the front wall, she can score points. If Katrina hits the ceiling or wrap shots, she's in control.
This is dangerous right there. It's where Katrina takes that step in, lets the ball drop, and now she's back in the server's box. Tracy's kind of upset with herself there, as she should
20
be.
serving 12.
Back to the system. It takes a lot of power to flip that ball up there like that and have it come back into the deep court.
Nice pass.
It's a really good shot. And Katrina closes it out there with that final game one point, getting it to 21 and defeating Tracy Davis 21-12 in game number one. We have a 5-minute break. We're going to be back in just a bit for game number two, and then the men's finals with Paul Brady and Robbie McCarthy. For Dave Chapman, my name is Dave Vincent. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay here at racefor8.com.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at ActionHeroAlliance.com.
Game number two after Katrina Casey takes the first one, 21-12 versus Tracy Davis. This is the women's final WPH WR48 Pro. That's the women's race for 8 with a huge overhit from Tracy Davis. Katrina takes it with her left hand there, Dave, right down the middle, decides to go with the left.
1-0.
congestion right there. Katrina throws the ball back down the middle, almost kind of like, I'm going to call a hinder or not, and then Tracy misses that
2-0.
second shot. 2-0. I don't think Katrina even changed her shirt.
It doesn't look like it, no, unless she has another yellow jersey from
I don't
another
recall
match.
her ever winning 2 yellow jerseys. She got one from the U.S. Open.
0-2.
You know, and that for that argument, I don't think Tracy changed hers either. That court is so cold. I've heard the players say that they don't even want to change it. That ball actually came back up.
Yeah, it did come up. I'm surprised that she
One
didn't
serving
go for
2.
that next shot.
Dave, you played on this court. It is pretty cold, and it's hard to sweat on this court.
It is. I went through a game with Nadi and changed my shirt maybe once, and normally in a hour and 15-minute
Two
game
serving
it would
one.
be 3 to 4 times, but it is very cold in there.
We have David Chapman in the booth with us, a rare sit down, but he's given us a lot of court
One
time
serving 2.
in this tournament. We appreciate that. 1 serves 2. Now that's the serve that Tracy, I think, can get points off of.
Oh,
I think there was 2 bounces back there.
2 serving 2. Short ball. Second serve.
Nice left-handed swing there by Katrina.
2-2. Football. Second serve.
The deuces are wild on the Edel Handball scoreboard. Second game, Davis 2, Casey 2. Wow, I like that shot.
Set up.
But see, that's sort of
2-2.
like your philosophy that you had yesterday with Emmett playing Paul Brady. You just have to go for it. I mean, you flew all the way out here. You have a shot. You have to go for some of those aggressive shots, take some chances. You just lost 21-12. Can't stand around. You have to actually create something.
Yeah, Tracy's going to have to serve and shoot against Katrina.
2 serving 2.
And normally that wouldn't be my advice to most players, but in this case, Tracy Davis needs to serve both left and right hard, look for that next shot, and try and put it down in the front court. This is not where she wants to be right now.
Yeah, you see, that's a
Good
nice shot
cattle
there.
kill there by Tracy.
That's a nice shot from Tracy, but she spent that whole rally behind
2 serving
Katrina
2.
Casey. She just happened to hit a great shot from
ball.
behind there. But she seems to plant herself pretty deep in the back court. And this is one of the
Second
best
serve.
front wall players, front court players that we have in the game. Katrina trying to get that ball to go down to Tracy's left, but it doesn't matter. She's deadly in that right corner.
2 serving 2.
I guess a referee going through puberty.
3 serving 2.
Leaving Canada will do that for you. Oh, look at that
Wow,
left-handed
that's
shot
a
from
really nice shot there.
from deep. That's one of those instant replay type shots
4-2.
that you put on the highlight reel. Dave, you have to appreciate that.
That's
You know,
it's a great shot.
we're talking about how unassuming she is as a player, just makes everything look easy. That one is just so effortless with that left hand.
5-2.
You know, you make one little tiny mistake, you still think that you're in the rally, and she closes it out with that clothesline left.
Nice fist pass down the right.
6-2.
The only weakness that Katrina has is that she's 90 pounds. Just has this ability to hit that crack over there on that right wall so effortlessly.
7 serving 2.
Last weekend, she played with the white 21 ball at the Collegiate Nationals. Had to get used to that, which is different than the one she's been playing with in Ireland. And then here, she plays with the red 21. She said she had to get used to that before this tournament.
8 serving 2.
And yet she has shots like that, Dave. I mean, you're becoming a fan, I know.
It's a great shot with her offhand.
No way that makes it to the front wall, but it almost did.
2 serving 8.
Tracy still focused. Davis now lives in Tucson, Arizona, sponsored by the New York Athletic Club. Now our very good friend and comrade in battle, David Fink, gave out the big speech last night at the banquet. Watch this rally. Tracy finally goes down there, hits that ball hard. You were there for that speech.
Yes.
3 serving 8.
Have any comments?
Short ball.
Hopefully it was on video. It was
Second
memorable
serve.
for sure.
Short ball.
Ooh,
That's
double
not-
fault. That's
and a
never good to
football.
do. And a foot fault.
8 serving 3.
Yes, I mean, she makes the right serve, gets the shot, and
9-3.
hits the correct shot right down the right. I mean, it's just, this is what you would call textbook handball.
That time Tracy decided that she was going to come in and play that completely different. You
3-9.
might see for the first time in this tournament, Katrina doing another serve, something different. If Tracy's going to come in and cut that ball off like that.
You know, what Tracy should do on that serve is step in with her right hand, take the ball on the up bounce, and overhand drive Katrina down the left. Make her move from the right side of the court to the left side of the court.
9-3.
As that ball's bouncing just over the line, she can take that with her right hand and just drive it down the left.
Back to that right corner. Tracy gets it, punches it with a fist. Tracy gets it again.
Nice.
Katrina unable to get to that ball, and there's a side out. Again, though, out of the 6 hits, Katrina was in charge of about 4 of them.
3-9.
That's a good serve. Uh-oh, little congestion there. Katrina changed her shot. Looks like Tracy wanted a bad bounce or something.
9-3. Short ball.
Now you see a different serve. That's the Dave Chapman serve. I see you doing that little wrinkle hook out there
Second serve.
sometimes. Back to Bob Harris. I almost think she has more power with her left hand off the back wall.
It does seem that way. Nice shot by Tracy.
Like she steps in a little bit more with her left.
Tracy's hitting some real good shots. She's just not being very consistent in putting points together here.
There's a screen. Tracy actually could have played both of those last 2 shots
9 serving 3.
and got them both back and did something with it, but she just was sort of lunging, like guessing where the ball would go. Tracy trying to play one wall with Katrina, and Katrina's out one-walling her.
10-3.
This is the women's final of the WPH Race Freight Stop in New York City. It's a rare miss. You know, you can miss a shot like that, Dave, but if you're taking the right shot, you have to kind of
3 serving
feel
10.
good that you're at least playing your system correctly. A lot of players sometimes get out of system, get out of sorts just because they miss a shot. Katrina just slowly walks back and says, okay, I'm going to just return the serve now, get back into my system again. I'd like to see Katrina stay on that left over there and hit that
10-3.
same serve that she gives to the right side, to the left side.
$11-3.
Well,
Two unforced errors there by Davis.
and guess what Katrina's going to continue to do now? This is how smart she
12.
is.
Well, let's see.
Serving
Is
three.
she going to change her serve like some of the other pros we've seen, or no?
I don't think she is.
I don't think so either.
Going to wait to see if Tracy can
Stick
return this.
with what works. God,
It's really
it's just a
unbelievable.
great offhand there.
But is it an offhand?
13-3.
I mean, it seems like it's almost more lethal than a right. That's a good shot. That's a really good shot.
14-3.
Well,
Lucky shot there.
that sometimes happens.
15-3.
And she's just pulling away. And I like this serve, Dave, better than the serve she was hitting from the right side of the court. I'd rather see her stand closer to the left so she can get her strong hand on that next point.
$16-3.
Now Tracy is completely unraveling here. And that's what a serve like this will
17-3.
do to you. Dave, the first time I traveled to St. Louis to play you, I was probably ranked 15th on the Pro Tour, and you lob served me, and I really never had anybody just lob serve 21 straight points before, or ever 21 points. And I scored 0. It wasn't just one game either. And I could see and sympathize with
18-3.
Tracy right here. All of a sudden, you're just completely defeated. She's trying 3 or 4 different things to try to get the ball back, and every single one doesn't work. So then you keep trying something, and it just you can't
19-3.
find it. And you can see Tracy's now having hand errors over here. Now Katrina will remember this for the rest of their careers, and they'll probably play a lot together. And Tracy's just lost all of her mojo.
Yep, Tracy's conceding right here. Oh, she played that point hard.
It's a nice shot right there from Tracy.
3 serving 19. Side out. 19-3. Side out.
Earlier, Armando Ortiz defeated
3-19.
Nadia Alvarado for 3rd place in the men's pro division. Emmett Pichot got past Jonna Iglesias 25-17 for 5th place. Dave, you took 9th place by defeating Luis Cordova, as well as Aaron Garner.
19-3.
Score here, 19-3. This is the women's final. Danielle Daskalakis is going up against Maria Dugas for 5th place for the women's.
I don't think you said her name right, but Danielle was correct.
It's a fun name to say, whether you're saying it right or wrong.
It is fun
I mean,
to say.
I'm saying it wrong, but I like saying it. So
Okay.
I'm not going to change it just for that. And Jay Gall, Jessica
Free
Gawley
serving
defeated Lisa Fraser Gilmore to take 3rd place in the women's pro division.
Great right-hand kill. Now here, Katrina has hit the same
19-3.
serve for 3 points, did not score a point, so now she's changing her serve, which is the correct thing to do here.
She had some success with it, but then no success, and she said, you know, I'm going to go back to what I had success early with.
Match
And there she
point
scores a
20,
point
serving
there.
to 3.
But she does now know that she can get points over there, so that might be that one that she goes to deep into a tournament. And they will probably face each other again in Salt Lake.
Nice
And
kill
there it is.
for the win.
Again.
Katrina Casey takes down Tracy Davis. The score 21-12 and 21-3. Katrina now earning another yellow jersey, winning back-to-back women pro stops. She's a #1 ranked women's pro player with the WPH, and she continues her trek. She will be invited to Salt Lake City as the #1 seed, and there she is with her yellow jersey. Katrina Casey defeating Tracy Davis 21-12, 21-3. We have the men's final coming up next within 10 minutes. You're going to watch Paul Brady and Robbie McCarthy here live for Dave Chapman. My name is Dave Vincent. We'll be back with more action at racefreight.com. Stick with us.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year, I take promising high schoolers on a college tour
Lights there, darks there.
to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.